morning to Betty and Heather. I'm glad you could all join us today. Let's see. I'll see who's here first, ladies. Normally I say, oh, hi, Betty, and she's in the chat, but she's in the window. Look.
Jason's here.
Hey, Jennifer B, Ria from Ria's Blissful Connections. Dee's here. Hey, Dee. And Tanya, good old faithful Tanya is here. And who else? Dr. Deb. Hello, Dr. Deb. Jaden. Hello, Jaden.
Jaden's mine.
Oh, there you go. Welcome in, Jaden. And Bud Files. Hi, gorgeous.
Bud Files.
Hi. So people dribble in. We've just started, so people dribble in. So
always
Heather,
get a lot of people. You get a lot of people.
Now, I think most people know who Heather is, and most people know who Betty is. But I'll wait for a little while until a few more people get in, and then we'll talk all about what everybody does individually. Hey, Coach Sherry. There you go. You're here via Betty Gathers. Welcome in. Welcome into the crazy place.
I've been with me since 7 o'clock this morning.
And thank you, Coach Sherry. Yeah, I try with my thumbnails. I always try to make them a bit. Sometimes they're just plain because I'm in a hurry and it's a quickie. but generally, I try
a good quickie.
Yeah, a quickie. Every now and then you need just a quickie. But
see, it's 7:30 in the morning and I'm already down to the lowest level, lowest common denominator.
And you look lovely this morning, Heather, I must say.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and so does Betty. Betty
thank you.
Yeah, Betty always looks lovely. And I don't. Now, what was I going to tell everybody? So today, as you know, the regulars know, Enzo, my usual sidekick for my Saturday night, my Sunday morning live streams, is off in. He told me if he's even listening to this, he'll roll his eyes. Something in the desert, contact in the desert, or something like that. It's called, where people who are very interested in UFOs and all that sort of thing go for a big conference for the weekend. So that may about be that's probably finished. He's probably driving home. So if you do have listening, Enzo, hello and drive safely. So in his place, I decided today that I should have a bit of fun. So I asked Heather to come along. Now, Heather will have to leave a little bit early, probably, unless we'll see how we go, because Heather does have to work today. That's terrible.
Oh, yes, I know. Poor man.
So let's hi JD. So let's give her a little bit of fun this morning before she heads off on the Werner's home. Heather, maybe Werner could drive.
Werner's home. Hello, say hello, Werner.
Hi.
That sounds like that's all we gonna get.
Yeah, that's about it for the time being until he wakes up properly.
Oh, dear. So yeah, just a bit of fun today. I mean, we might talk about something paranormal. Who knows where the conversation takes us? But you guys, the regulars, know that Sundays are generally a day to just talk about anything and everything. And to especially check in on the subscribers and check how everybody's going and all that sort of thing. Hi, Crow. How are you, Mr. Judas? So today's a check-in day. Like, how's everybody going? So how's your week been, Heather? What have you been up to, apart from work?
Yeah, well, I've done a lot of, I've worked. I haven't really done much. I'm started working on a video this week. Goodness knows when I'm going to get to finish it. I've got to do one for members only as well, so that's going to take up a bit of time. But have we been out lately, Werner? What have we done this week? Did we do something last weekend? I don't think we did. I think I worked last weekend as well. I can't remember. I can barely keep up with what I did yesterday.
Oh, America, Hannah. Oh, America.
Well, the only blessing for today is that you're on Sunday wages. Here in Australia, I don't know what it's like in America, but here in Australia, it's generally either time and a half or triple time. Depends what you do.
Oh, God, you're not in America, Hannah.
Yeah,
No.
so if you earn $20 an hour generally, you'll be earning $60 an hour today.
Oh, they should fight over that. Oh, Heather should be skipping to work.
And what about you, Miss Betty? What have you been up to with all those crickets in your garden as well?
Oh, just real busy. You know, I do the daily shorts, and then 3 days a week my vlog, and then Wednesdays my live. And then I did a pop-up like 7 something this morning. So yeah.
Bear with me. Sorry, I have a chihuahua at my feet being chased by a Rottweiler.
Oh Lord.
Oh, lucky you.
Stop it. Just stop it. Oh.
Poor baby.
Well, he made the mistake of jumping off my bed because, yes, people, my computer and everything, I've moved it to my room. I've got a big bedroom, so I decided to put it in there. There you go. You just relax now. All that terrible licking and playing. You go sit down. Go sit down. Not. She's not gonna. She'll go back to her bed shortly. There you go. Now, how about you just sit up there and be good? Yeah, nothing soft boy to sit on. I gave you my bed. There you go. Now you're just gonna have to deal with a hard desk. Children. I love you, Betty. Hey, Betty, is your? I know this sounds like a stupid question, but your hair just is very, very curly naturally. Like. I know that's a stupid question, isn't it? It's just that it looks
a stupid question. I love when people answer. When you see me, you will see different hair all the time. I had black this morning, and I traded it up, and I got as I age, and I don't mind even talking about it. As I age, my hair got like really, really thin. So, and then somebody told me I was lying. Someone. Her hair not like that underneath there. Well, thank you very much. But yeah.
No, you got beautiful hair. I love your hair the most like that. I love it. Yeah, I just love it.
I got the black one now. I kind of like that one now. It's kind of growing on me. So
well, all of us ladies like to change our hair up generally. And then sometimes we get stuck like me in updo. I had it down this morning, but I do that around my home, but it gets hot here, and then by the end of the day, it's up anyway. Official
Jamaica. Dye purple.
Is that how I say? Is that how I say your name, Jamia?
Jamia.
There you go.
Yeah. I used to do the same thing.
I was close. Jamia. Oh, that's nice.
Jamie, she one of mine too.
If you've been unwell, Jamie, I hope you are feeling okay.
Thank you for coming, baby girl.
Yeah, and as I say, everyone who's just coming in, what we normally, what I normally do, and look, Heather does it as well on her channel. Betty always does it on her channel when we're live. We like to just kind of check in on everybody and make sure everybody's doing okay. And unless I start talking about something and get into rant mode, then I don't read the chat. I'm a shocker. That's usually where Enzo will be keeping an eye on the chat because I'm ranting, and then he'll tell me someone asked me something. Oh, dear. And hello to my lovely Tanya. I did say good morning to Tanya.
Yeah.
But she's one of my moderators, Betty, and she's so good at it. So multitask. She can be in a few people's different lives at the same time and manage to. I don't know how she does it. She must have to turn the sound off.
You have Nightbot, don't you? Do you have Nightbot? You got Nightbot.
I do, but I haven't seen it lately. I think it pops up every now and then. I don't know where Nightbot goes. We'll see if it pops in today. But there you go.
Some of them take a little while to come in. I've noticed that on some people. I don't know why. It's probably the time of how it's set up.
Sherry says I might try a lighter color this summer too.
Yeah, try it, girl. I'll try it all. Purple, pink. I got it all. I haven't wore purple and pink for a while. I was looking through it the other day. I said, shoot, I might get my purple and pink.
Tanya says Nightbot ran away with his girlfriend.
Oh, God.
Probably did, Tanya. This week, this week I've been doing a lot of things. I've started on a new episode, which I spoke about, I think, last Sunday. And then I got waylaid because I had to go to see doctors and things. But on, because I'd sort of focus on, paranormal stories, but spooky stories and things like that. And I put it to a vote, and my viewers wanted me to do something on the black-eyed children. Right? So I have started. I'm putting it together, but it led me down a little rabbit hole, which will lead my episode to being a combination of the black-eyed children and particular murders that took place in a particular spot. And I thought, because it kind of is, it's a sideways connection to the subject, if that makes sense. And and because I'm trying to find out where all these little stories started. So I'm putting that together, and I'll be working on that for the rest of the next few days. And then I've got a friend, some of the regular viewers may know Joe Vitale from Entity 7 Paranormal. I'm doing some work for him in regard to research on a location he went to. That's huge. That's I've been doing that for a couple of days, and that's complicated. So I'm doing that. And I went to, for everyone who's my regulars and the ones that are regular are here now. I do go in, Heather, for my operation on the 11th of June. So not this Tuesday coming, but the Tuesday after. I'm getting my throat cut, and not in a good way, not a face or anything. I'll be having
horrible.
I'll be having my thyroid removed. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the specialist said, yes, let's get all of that nasty cancer out of there, and but she'll take the whole thing, and then I've got to take thyroxine for the rest of my life.
Oh yes, of course. You can't live without your thyroid and thyroxine.
No. So if I shouldn't say this. This is black humor, okay? But if I've ever had enough of it all, I'll just forget to take my medication. I reckon that'd be a horrible way to go. I reckon that without all your hormones and everything. Oh my God. I'll be right, Jennifer. You know me. She'll be right. And it's a great feeling for me getting put to sleep. So I'm looking forward to that.
You finally get some rest.
I'll get some rest, and then
I should be get some rest, I guess.
Yeah. I should be high as a kite. That's the only time I ever like to take when I'm in pain, and they give me all those good pain medications for the day.
Oh my goodness! Can I tell you something? My mother, when she had surgery, and when she was high, all she could think about was getting her washing off the line. I think of all the things to do when you're high on painkillers and medication post-op, she's still thinking about bloody housework.
Thanks, Dr. Deb. Yeah, I remember I had to have. They cut me open more than you do a bloody stuffed chicken. I had to have my gallbladder removed, right? And I was working at the time, and I'm a very good employee because technically. So I thought, oh my God, I can't not keep up with my clients and all that sort of thing. So I got my daughter to bring my work laptop, into the hospital because I had to stay in there for just a couple of days. There was a few little complications, and I'm there working, not getting paid to work, mind you.
Oh, no.
But I couldn't relax. And then when work found out, they actually went crook at me, and they said, oh, well, you were on painkillers, weren't you? And I said, yeah, but I was all right. And they said, well, we hope so. Because in case I made a
imagine the emails you might have sent. My goodness, that's hilarious.
Well, I think I was right. Let me see. Who am I missing? Nothing like a good... Oh, what's that? What's halothane? Halothane. What's that, Joe? That must be an American drug, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I don't, because I don't so far as painkillers and things are ever concerned, it's just usually Panadol for me, which is paracetamol, I don't know. Americans don't have the brand Panadol, that you usually have Tylenol, don't you? You take, is it Tylenol?
That's over the counter, though. You can get that.
Yeah,
over.
yeah. No, but that's what I mean. I usually just take the over-counter stuff.
That's all you're gonna take when they cut your throat.
No,
take more than that.
I've already spoken to even my own.
Won't take more.
Well, even my own doctor has had his thyroid out. Mind you, no offense, he is a man, and a man's pain threshold isn't quite as good as a woman. It must be our hormones. But he said he needed painkillers, and I thought, oh well, if he says it was sore. So I'm thinking, look, I'll probably come out, be really dopey from the operation, a little bit of swelling, but I'll probably just need regular painkillers. So I'm tough.
You don't have to be tough at that time.
No, I don't. I think this time I might be happy. Just for the day, I'll be happy to be high as a kite.
Yeah, please take it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's annoying that all of our bits and bobs get cut out sometimes, isn't it? And then on retrospect, you look back on it when you learn a little bit more and think, oh, I could have tried that first, but never mind. When in doubt, cut it out. That's my motto. If you're not sure, just get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Yes. And so what have you got planned for tonight, Betty, after we finish this? Are you getting down and going out on a date?
It's been a real long day for me. Gonna eat, settle down, take a shower, and all that good stuff. But it's been a long day for me.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know how to set up Nightbot, Betty? Listen, I set it up, and now if you asked me to go back in and do something with it, I couldn't tell you how.
Well, your body ain't here.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you needed a little help.
I was like, I don't know. You just got to have people you trust in the chat that can moderate for you if they're there all the time.
But see, the only thing with me is when somebody asks me to drop something, I'm so slow. I'll find it, but I'll be like, they tell my bed, huh? Drop what? I'll protect you now. I can protect you. Now that I can do, I can protect you in the chat. You ain't got to worry about your chat. I will, honey. I will protect to the end. And whoever I toss out, if I didn't mean to talk, you just have to say you're sorry and continue.
Coach Sherry says we all learned something new.
Yeah, we do. I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I could have, but somebody volunteered and.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's good. You can't have people being moderators if they're not there all the time because, if they drop in every now and then, that's kind of the point. And Tanya has never let me down, and she's always there. And if she's not, it's because, bless her, I put these things at stupid times and she's at work. So,
you do it once a week or something. But see, I go on a lot more, so I can't expect them to be there all the time.
Yeah, and the thing I find is we're pretty. I don't know if it's lucky. I don't know. Bigger channels would say it's not lucky, but I think it's good not to have. Like I've watched people that have hundreds of people in their chat, and I think, oh, how can you even talk like you can't? You can't, like here at least, and I still miss people. Like there's 15 people at the minute. That's it, right? 15 people that are watching, and I'll still miss something that somebody said. And usually for me, like I start at this time. But usually probably another 40 odd minutes into this, it starts to get a little bit more. So it must be the hour. So for you, you said it's 6 o'clock. So maybe around 7 o'clock, that's when people start to sit down and relax. And want to. But trying to find the right time to go live for everybody is so hard. Like at the moment in England, they'll all be sleeping. Well, not necessarily. It'd be about 11 o'clock at night, I think, in the UK. But to go at a good time for them, then it's lunchtime for you guys, and it's AM for us. So it's a shocker. Yeah.
I don't plan my live streams anymore. I just go on when I can because I'm working so hard. I just take the opportunity as it arises. And I think if people are really interested in what you've got to say on a live stream, they're going to watch it.
Yep, no matter what.
If they come, they come. That's good, but I don't expect it. I don't care if they're not there. Well, I mean, I do care if they're not there. I like to see my friends and people and stuff. But yeah, sometimes you just got to do what you've got to do. And unfortunately for me, now I had a tarot reading with Moira planned for Tuesday, but I'm working till 7 o'clock. There's no way I'm going to get home in time for it, so I'm going to have to either postpone it or maybe choose a different day. But I know.
Where are you? Are you in Western Australia? To be 2 hours behind. I don't know. I'm thinking
she's in WA.
Yeah, I'm thinking of chucking in maybe another one. Like this is my regular one that I generally do with Enzo. I love doing a live chat with Enzo because he's always got something that he's been keeping an eye out on in, the cosmos, like the stars, what's happening in the universe, that sort of thing. Last week we spoke about the planets aligning, which is in a couple of days. What's today's date? It could be tomorrow. It's either the 3rd or the 6th. I can't remember. So he talks about that. So for Enzo, I love my Sundays with Enzo. But I'm pretty flexible. Like if I'm not super busy, like this week coming, I might have time to go live just like a random like g'day. Maybe I can plan it for the next day. But it's really hard when you've got people that watch. So I have people who watch from the UK. I have people who watch from America. If I look at that thing, the thing you can look at on your analytics, it tells you where everybody's from. It tells me my main base is United States, and then second is England and the UK, and then here. So I don't know. I guess that means technically, I suppose I could try to do 3 lives a week, keep the Sunday as it is, and then maybe on another 2 days a week. But you run out of things to talk about because my life's not that interesting. And I want to work on. Well, I want to work on things that are. I want to work on content. So to work on content and put out an episode for everybody, that takes a lot of time. So, like for example, today when I finish, I'll go do my regular chores. Then I'll sit down in front of my computer and I'll start working again on my episode. But I can spend the full day, like 8 hours, just working on one episode generally to get it all together, do the research, etc. In a total of hours. Can take me anywhere from 40 to 60 hours just to do one episode. And when people watch it, they don't see that because they don't know. I mean, people know that I research, but they don't really know how deep. Like I buy books and I've got to read the book. I'll watch different content. If someone's talking about something and I'm doing something on what they're saying. So there's time involved in watching the content and reading and then researching. And then there's the editing and putting it all together. So it takes me a long time to make an episode. So that's why sometimes I don't have time to go live. But yeah, and Heather would probably appreciate that too when Heather goes out to a location. Hey Heather, because you come home and you got to watch your content.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yes. Yeah,
it does take a lot. So I'm thankful that I've got members that like I've got a group of members that are constant and are helping me out, and that's really good because again I brought another book. Like I'm kind of using the amount I get in memberships to either pay a subscription, but if I need a book, then I'll use that. Like if I need, because sometimes you can research all you want on the internet, but there's some things that you can get from a book that someone's written, but you can't get it for free. So you've got to buy the book, and that's what I do. I buy the book and I read through it. So it is what it is. Let me see if I missed anything.
Ever watch Into the Badland? Anybody in the chat Into the Badland? You didn't watch her, Heather? Into the Badland.
I'm going into the
Badlands, and they had the black-eyed people in there.
Oh, okay.
I know what you're talking about. Hang on.
Oh my
go.
God! And at the end was I don't know who. Somebody died at the end. I was like, oh my God! And my husband was like, who died?
Oh.
I was like, no, not him.
Into the Badlands, a mighty warrior and a young boy with supernatural
Yeah,
powers search for
yeah. It
enlightenment
was
in a
good.
post-apocalyptic
Yep,
America
it
told
was
by feudal barons.
good. It's a long episode thing.
Wow, I haven't watched it.
It was
I don't get
good.
time to scratch myself half the time now.
Yep, I watched The Walking Dead too, so.
I did watch The Walking Dead in the start. I think I watched the first 2 seasons, and then it started to get a bit weird. And I don't
stopped
know.
watching it, I think when Rick's son died. But when Herschel died, girl, that broke my heart. Oh my God, you think somebody was in my family? Herschel? No, not Herschel. I was a trip. Herschel. Y'all killed Herschel. I was gonna die. Not Herschel.
Heather is 7:55 a.m. and Banshee is 6:25 a.m. Is it only just coming 8 o'clock where you are, Heather? Are you behind me?
I'm behind. I used to be in front because Queensland doesn't have daylight savings. Now I'm behind. We're back to set standard time.
There you go. Yeah, because it's nearly 8:30 for me. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Tanya says she could have another channel where she reads to us.
Oh
dear. I could do a chapter at a time, but I think there'd be something about copyright or something. I don't know how that works if you're reading the story.
I don't know, but people do.
No, because there's audio books and things. It can't be copyright.
I suppose if you give credit to whomever's book it is that you're reading, maybe.
I don't know why they would get upset.
Hey, Tales Told in the Dark. Hello. Speaking of which, it's reading books. I had like sometimes when I read a book, there's parts of it, especially because most of the books I read are either historical, like they're not fiction, they're non-fiction. So they'll be historical. Like when I did the thing on being buried alive, and I was reading the old book written in the 1700s. It was a book that was written in 1745, and reading that in Old English, like Shakespearean, that's how it's worded. It's like, right, it takes me about probably 20 minutes to read until my brain clicks over and I can just read it, because I love Shakespeare, but it's ridiculous. But I can read it, but again, because I'm not used to reading it, you've got to kind of repeat it a little bit. I read over something a few times and then I'm okay. And then I read through. And reading through that was like, God, some of the things that happened back then and the things they did to humans just to check they were still alive, and the stories he told of people being buried alive, and oh my Lord, I thought to myself, they used to, you know how they wonder about who Jack the Ripper was?
Mm.
Well, it's interesting. They used to do not the Jack the Ripper thing, but in that book, he talks about things that they used to do, how they used to go and get, steal people, alive people, to do things to advance medicine. Like we've all heard about the grave robbers who would go and rob the graves of the newly dead, then sell them to the doctors, because it was like a black market thing. But they actually used to just go and get people, prostitutes and things like that, and do it, and I sometimes think to myself, I wonder if that could have been anything to do with how they would abduct people off the side of the street and in fact just do things to them.
Oh yeah, they're still doing it now.
Well, do you know what I mean?
Doing it ain't no difference. They still doing it.
Yes, they've all moved to Adelaide.
I wish I don't.
There was a reason why the state government introduced the £10 POM to get rid of all the murderers.
I'll see if I can find it. Dexter, Australian, Australia.
Oh, there go that cuckoo clock. That's
There's
what
my-
made me decide not to get a cuckoo clock. I said, oh no, I can't put up with that all the time.
Oh, you'll get used to it after a while. Try living with a clock that chimes the Westminster chime every 15 minutes.
It's a church that does that around here.
I'm just going to see if I can get away with this, guys. I just want to share this.
Well, you'll know.
Well, it's going to go for 59 seconds. I could get hit. I could get hit with
all you got to do is they'll tell you
it's an advertisement. It's an advertisement, so I don't think I should.
Oh,
so here we go. Yeah, I think being that it's an advertisement, I don't think I should get hit with a copyright. If I do, I'll just remove it.
Ads aren't copyrighted.
No, cool. Then where is it?
Yeah, because they want you to play them.
To share the audio, share a tab. Okay, Chrome tab. There it is. Share. And just check that you can hear it. All right, here we go. You ready? This is one of my favourite ads of all time, Heather, and it involves Adelaide.
Oh, yes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, you're that guy from 6 Feet Under, Michael C. Hall, right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing in Australia?
Waiting for a plane.
Where are you going?
Adelaide.
What's in Adelaide?
Well, apparently Adelaide has more serial killers per capita than any other city in Australia.
I'm from Adelaide.
Well, now you do.
Wish you wouldn't ask.
Dexter, dramatically different television. Only on Showcase.
I love it.
I love it.
He wished you wouldn't ask.
It's just funny because that's obviously when the show Dexter was out and about, you know. And yeah, I loved Dexter, the only serial killer I would ever marry.
Okay.
No, I don't know if you ever watched it, Betty, but basically all he did was his victims were paedophiles and murderers and like bad people that shouldn't be walking anyway. So he only ever hurt really nasty bad people. So in that way, he was just doing us all a favour. We didn't have to feed him in the jails, hey?
Exactly. Waste my taxpayer money.
That was controversial.
Yes.
Controversial.
My shopping trolley is broken.
Yeah, but when you think about it, though, you know, like really bad people, serial killers and all that sort of thing, they've done these really horrible things. People that kill children or women and vice versa, women who do it too. Women do it. You kind of wonder, like, I don't know, think of how much they cost us per year to keep in a prison. I mean, honestly, and yet they've taken loved ones away from people. But I'm not going to go any further than that. I think you can guess my attitude. The only time I'd ever think that shouldn't take place is when there's doubt. Because some people do get convicted of things they've not done. It does happen. It has happened. It still happens. So you've got to be real careful. Like caught in the act ones, no doubt. Yeah. Let's save ourselves some cash and give it to the people in our community that are good and are low on food or something. Some food vouchers, you know, that sort of thing. That's my opinion. Let's see. They mentioned that that's what the guy says to him at the start of the ad. He says, "Oh, aren't you from 6 Feet Under?" Yeah, I used to watch that show. That was a pretty good show.
Me too.
Yeah, I liked 6 Feet Under.
No.
Dr. Deb, yes, you know what? I haven't. I watched the first episode, and maybe I should watch it, but in that one I think it's his son. I don't know the storyline. I might watch it. So, but I do remember that the original Dexter, I watched every episode. I never missed an episode. But I got disappointed with the last season and how they finished it because it was just a bit. It was, I don't know, I didn't like how they finished it. However, I did like the end part where they show him go off in the sunset, so to speak, but the very last thing was him staring at the camera and you realised he hadn't died and he was working somewhere as a lumberjack. And I went, yes, that means I can bring Dexter back. But I do miss all the other, they had some great characters. The Latino detective in it, he was great. And it took place in Florida and I think Miami. I think it was Miami. Was it Miami where it took place, Dr. Deb? I think so. But that's a problem. Sometimes when a show goes too long,
it starts getting crazy.
Yeah, they start doing stupid things.
That's what happened to The Walking Dead. I dropped off.
Yeah, and I heard many people, and well, that's why I stopped watching it.
They started a new series, her trying to find Rick. So I'm like, I don't even look at that. I'm like, girl, that's done and it's over, y'all. We are tired of it.
What? Robin Hood? Hang on, what? A new era Robin Hood. Is that so? Oh, you mean Dexter was? Well, kind of. Kind of. He was pretty. It was pretty sick. He could have just maybe done him in a bit quicker, but anyway, I suppose it was better than him hurting little animals. Oh, isn't that terrible? I must sound like a right wacko. It's okay to kill the humans, just don't hurt the animals.
Coach said, how many seasons was The Walking Dead? Girl, it was a lot of them. I watched it for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, Outlander. Yeah, I think that's finishing soon, isn't it? I watched Outlander for the first 3 seasons.
That.
But I watched it for Jamie, of course, when he wasn't wearing his kilt. I preferred, if you've never seen Outlander, Heather, just find one episode, and it's probably the second episode in, but young Jamie, a Scottish lad, tending to the horses and then tending to the young maiden in the barn. Yes. I was like, oh, so I just kept watching it, but then I fell in love with the character, and I've got the books. The books are obviously better than always better. But yeah, I stopped watching it because then it just started to always be so dramatic and stressful. There was also always something horrible happening. I thought, can't we just have a few episodes where they're just picking vegetables, cooking a stew?
Yeah, absolutely. What was that TV show that one of our Australian, he played Vinny on Home and Away, and I can't remember his real name, but he went to America and played in some werewolf or vampire series. He was quite cute, actually. He was a real bit of a root rat.
I think I know who you're talking about.
What series was that he was in?
Was it the Vampire Diaries, or was it the spin-off where they're in New Orleans?
Hang on, I'm just going to look him up. Vinny from...
Karen stopped watching it because he put his clothes back on. I actually don't even think there was ever an episode where he didn't get his kid off.
Yes.
I think he was always...
Ryan Kwanton. Ryan?
I don't know. I know faces. But there you go.
That doesn't sound right.
Jaya, thank you. Guess what you get? Let me see. There we go. Some dancing, Jaya. We'll get you some dancing, and I'll move that so you can see the I should make them longer, shouldn't I? Oh, thank you so much.
Say it twice.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome of you. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
There was somebody when I was live, whatever day it was, someone gave me it was Julie, hang on. Julie. I'm going to find it. Just a minute. I'm not very, see, I can be slow on my PayPal, on my I got a gift. Where is it? There it is. Jean. Jean. I don't know if she's in the chat. I haven't seen her. Sent me some money via PayPal, and much appreciated, Jean. What happens is if I'm on this and someone does that, I don't. Well, probably like I'd see it now because I've opened up my thing, but I don't get a notification. So I felt really bad because I didn't see, and so. But there you go. But I'm going to put my little thank yous out later, so it'll be okay. Hello, Helena. Hello, Antoine. I hope you're feeling better, Helena. Feeling a little bit more happy. It's a new day here, so I think it's a nice day outside. Let me have a look. Yes, the sun is shining here. So I'll be out in my garden later today. Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that Jean hears me say thank you over top of the snoring Rottweiler. What's Antoine asking me? Have you ever seen the CSI TV series New York, Las Vegas? I only the CSI Las Vegas I definitely watched. CSI
Miami I watched
a few, but Mr. Sunglasses Man always annoyed me.
You talking about mine in Miami?
Just you're leaning on my keyboard. Here, go
I
over.
love him.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. I'm going to Mum's bed. Bye. Have you go. He's small enough I can chuck him. Dear. Yeah, so I watched a lot of them, but my favorite was always the Las Vegas one, probably because it was the first one. Oh, the New York one was okay because it had Sergeant Dan in it from what's his name? Forrest Gump movie. Now let me see. I saw your little. There we go. Yes, I'm feeling better. Getting ready for my stream right now, but wanted to stop by here before. Well, have a lovely stream. And just look after yourself, young lady. Oh, actually, Helena, are you in America or are you still back home? Because Helena married a young American man named Matthew, or Matt, and he's in the army. But I'm not sure. I'm sure you got a house here, didn't you, Helena? I'm pretty sure she's living here in America at the moment. But sometimes to get your visa and all that sort of thing, I think you've got to go back to your country of origin. You are in Finland. She is in Finland right now. There you go. So, we'll be coming into summer in Europe, I think. Yeah, summer on that side, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, well, Marines then. Okay, the Marines. They're a part of the army. He's a Marine. Oh, well, much love to your mama, and I hope she gets well soon. And don't stress yourself out too much, Helena. It can be hard sometimes when you're caring for someone who's unwell, and you'd be running around doing different things for them, and sometimes not getting too much sleep. And so yeah, you just got to look after you a little bit too. So it's okay to step away sometimes and let someone else pick up the reins. It is okay. Yeah, so I don't know what I was talking about. I've forgotten now. I did see. You know the show NCIS with Michael Weatherly and I've gone blank. It's been on for know if it's still on. I think it is. But I've been subscribed to Michael Weatherly. He's got a little channel now, and they're making a new NCIS, but it's going to take place in Europe, and it's Michael Weatherly's character and Ziva. So what was his? Oh, I've gone blank. Somebody. What was Michael Weatherly's character in NCIS? You know, my most favourite one. It was always funny. I've just had a mental blank. But Ziva and him, so they're together and they're in Europe and they're going to make a new NCIS Europe with those characters. So that'll make me happy because I like watching them.
I don't watch enough television, it looks like.
Oh, I don't. Look, to be honest, I haven't watched TV or those shows. That's what I mean. I haven't watched any regular television for a long time. If I've got time, I'll pop in, Helena. I will. I'll pop in. Send me a link, and if I've got time, I'll pop in. Even if I only pop in for a few minutes. Yeah, Dr. Deb. Oh, why can't I think of that? But you know who I mean. He was the best character in NCIS. I liked him. Always funny and handsome. He's a handsome man, Mr. Weatherly is. Yeah, you know, it's always good to have some handsome people about. So yes. So I'm not quite sure. Normally by now I'll be saying to Enzo, what have we got happening in the scientific world? But Enzo's not here. So just keep an eye out, guys, the planets. I'll bring that up actually because Enzo spoke about it last week on the show and he did a little segment on it. But I'm pretty sure it's either tomorrow, planets aligning. It is. It's tomorrow. So it's the 2nd. Oh, well, hang on. It's the 2nd of June for me now. So Monday is the 3rd for me. So I'm assuming this is maybe the alignment will be June 3rd. I wonder if that means so if it's June 3rd for me tomorrow and I'm technically in the future.
Okay.
So just Anthony Donoso. Thank you. Donoso, that's it. Yeah, just keep your eyes out. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, what?
Anyway, Karen, while you're looking at that, I'm going to head off so I can get some stuff done.
Oh, you're going, are you, gorgeous?
Yes,
all right,
thank you very much. I've just got a lot to do, and I don't want to do it when I get home because I'll be too tired.
No, you do that. You bring in your washing and fold it.
Yes.
And
well, I've got to hang it out. This afternoon, I'll bring it in and fold it.
Have you got anything coming up this week that you want people to keep their eye out for?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I'm working on. I'm actually working on Adelaide's only coastal defence barracks that we had. Obviously now decommissioned since World War II. Very few people have gotten into it. The whole area is now redeveloped, so there's no chance of getting in anymore. And it's still there, and so I'm excited to bring this to you.
That'll be awesome.
It's in its original condition. Very little has changed. It became a police army training centre. What I didn't know, because I've already done the police training centre.
I saw that one.
The whole thing was the battery. The whole thing was actually the original army barracks. But just part of it had changed into the police training centre. And this section that I'm doing was actually left abandoned and unused, except maybe storage, since World War II. And I got into it a few years ago. So I'm looking forward to showing you that one.
Now that's the one I watched was the Police Academy Abandoned.
Yeah.
That's the place, isn't it? I'm just putting the link in the chat. So that's
what we're doing. Yeah. So what we're doing now is like the front line part of what was the original complex of the army base. But I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was just that one little spot. What I found out afterwards, after I had published the video, was the whole thing was built for our coastal.
War II.
Yeah, it's a battery.
Do you know what I wish you had have taken for me? Right at the beginning of and I mean take it because someone's just going to knock it down and chuck it at the tip. I'll guarantee it, that red letterbox, that is old.
That
Right
is
at the
old.
beginning.
I don't think that will go. That surely that would have to be heritage list. We've got a picture. We've got a picture on a building that's heritage listed. The building isn't, but the picture that's been painted on it is heritage listed. So surely they won't get rid of that Queen Victoria letterbox, because that would be 1850s, I reckon.
Oh, it's old. Hang on, where's it got? Hang on, if you got it, I'm just going to show. There it is. I'll just show people the picture I'm talking about on your video. So go check out, go check out her. Where are we? Is that it? See the old letterbox there, guys?
Oh, okay.
It's a really old. I think. Hang on.
Very British.
Very British.
Very British.
There, see, it's the old post office. It's got the British, like the coat of arms on it and everything. Look at that.
That's Queen Victoria.
Yep. So that's been there
probably about sometime since between 1936 and 1970 something, or no, 1836 and 1870 something or other. I don't know when
but I did notice guys. Yeah, if you go and check out that episode, and I urge you to, when you see where Heather's walking, there was a few places there, Heather, that looked, from my point of view, like tunnels, a tunnel system.
Yes.
That's what it looked like the openings to the tunnel, which is very much defence, as in the way if we get bombed or something. It was, and I kept thinking while I'm watching it, that couldn't have just been police academy stuff. They would have done it.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. And I might actually somehow introduce all that into the video and maybe include some footage from the police academy to include in the new and explain all that. But anyway, we'll see how we go. It's going to be a long project. I may not get it out this week.
No, that's what I mean. These things do take a long time to do. Like, I know people who don't know, it does take a long time to make an episode. It's not so people might watch a 20-minute episode and think, oh, well, that's just 20 minutes. But a 20-minute episode can take me sometimes up to 2 weeks to finish.
Absolutely. It's not so bad if you don't know the history, if it's just a full-on, or whatever, sometimes it's just upload and a quick edit. But if you know something's history, then it takes a long time because you've got to do the proper research.
All right. Well, we'll let Heather go.
Betty, love you. Betty, love you. Karen.
Love you too.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. There we go. So, she'll go in a second. There, I'll remove her. She's gone. I can still see her. She hasn't quite hit the off button. There she is. She's gone. But guys, so tomorrow, let's see, the alignment June 3rd will consist. So you should be, if you've got clear skies, it says here that you should be able to see Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Mars, Neptune, and Saturn. But I think there'll be 2 planets that you can't see without.
But isn't it just in Australia, or?
No, that's happening tomorrow, Betty, everywhere. Everyone will be able to see the planets aligned. So hang on, where's my little picture?
But when you know what? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go, Betty. Yep.
No, I was gonna say, when I was a little girl, I can remember sitting on the stool with my mom, and you could look and you could see the stars, the dipper, everything you can't see now. I can remember that for the smog and stuff came.
You can't see, So those planets there, that's they'll be in alignment. So Tanya, you should be able to see some. At least 4 of them without
June 3rd.
But they're going to just look like little glowing stars, except that I guess they'll all be in
alignment.
I've got a little telescope, a little one, and I might go and get that later and figure out how, because I can put my phone on it, sit my phone on it, and then look through. So I might do that, and I'm sure Enzo is going to do that when he gets home as well. So I'll see what I can see and what I can film, because I think it's a once in a whatever. It doesn't happen very much. Let me see what it says. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I wish Enzo was listening. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Show our pictures. It'll be okay. Let's have a look. Dee's saying Bendio has a bomb shelter under the post office. Yeah, a lot of places do, because I think the younger folk would forget. Like, I was born in the 60s, but I still remember my aunties, my grandmother, like my grandpa fought in World War II. I still remember working, when I got my first job, working with ladies that had been through the war as children in England. One of my friends, she'd be long gone now, her nickname was Chook, because she used to do all the chickens, cook all the chickens in the war. So Chookie was a little girl in World War II, and she would tell me that when there was a thunderstorm for her and there was like rumbling thunder, she would have fits of terror, because when she was a little girl, when that happened, the air raid sirens would go and everyone would have to go for the subway and the bomb shelters. And she was, London got bombed when she was a little girl and she lived there. So anytime, I think, Tanya, I don't know, I'll have another look in a minute. Oops. I shut the window. Just at night time on the 3rd of June, go outside. Yeah. That's my understanding. But yeah, so, and that's the thing, so many of the young ones nowadays forget what our ancestors, our relatives, our not too far away ancestors, like our great grandma or our grandma, that what we went through, and all these bomb shelters and things. Even in Australia, some people built them. If some people had places they could run to if we got bombed. I mean, Australia was under a huge threat from the Japanese. The Japanese bombed Darwin. They were in Sydney Harbour. They were down the coast, so we were in real danger. America, Pearl Harbor. I mean,
and Cuba. We had a scare when John F. Kennedy was there. They thought Cuba was the Bay of Pigs. That's what they called it. And I was a little girl, and they thought that we were going to get in it with Cuba. It was a major thing when I was growing up. That us older ones, we lived through a lot. It's sad because a lot of history is lost, and a lot of us should either put it on, recorder our voice, or we should write it. Because once we're gone, it's gone. It's like my mom. Once she's gone, whatever she told me, that's all I know.
That's right. Yep. And that's the other thing with history. If it's not written down, sometimes even if it is written down, it gets someone else up and then twists it.
I know. Or it's not the truth. When somebody writes it from their memory, it's because it's what they remember. So everything is,
And that's the thing. People just forget, and like now you have a lot of stuff going on everywhere with young university students chanting stupid shit. That's all I'll say about that. And you think, oh my God. And I've seen some of those kids on the campus being interviewed and asked different questions. I saw some fellow asked some kids, "Oh, you're saying from the ocean to the from the river to the sea or something," and the guy goes, "Which river and which sea?" And these kids that have been chanting it, I don't know. And then he said something else to them, and they went, I don't know. And he said, "Then why are you chanting something and when you don't even know what you're talking about?" I don't know. I'm like, oh my God, they just follow like little blind sheep. And I just think to myself, oh my Lord, they don't know what people went through in World War One. Like World War One, Germany, and even before that. Like because I'm so into history and my family history, I know that I had a great uncle who was in the Boer War, which was Africa, the Boer War. Then after that, I had relatives in World War One who lost their lives.
Yeah, she's asking you a question at the bottom.
What's that?
Tanya, right at the bottom.
Oh. What's Joshua going on about?
That's what she's saying. What you want to do with him?
What's he doing?
I think he's a troll, is what she's saying. Do you know
Oh,
him?
yeah, I don't know who that is. And
so
whatever
she's
that
asking
is.
you, do you want him to go ahead and throw him out? That's what she's asking you.
Oh, yeah, just chuck him out, Tanya.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know what that's, and all capitals is rude.
Oh, yeah,
and
he's just, nothing but a troll. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah. Delete, block, kick out.
Ban. Joshua, you are banned.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know what you just want him to reply, but what's he saying? I want.
What you mean?
Who's Rochelle Vanderpool? No, I don't know.
Asking him. He already telling you, Tanya. She's telling Tanya. He's already telling you. He's gonna reply. If he replies, he's gonna reply with the same thing.
I think it's just rubbish. Just get rid of him. It looks a bit weird.
That's what I say.
Apologies, Joshua, if it's meant to be something else, but it looks weird. It's weirdy. Take it away. Take it away, my moderator. But yeah, it's just a shame that history isn't held on to with a little bit more care, and that people don't write down all of their experiences and I don't know, just get rid of him. It's okay. I don't even
go ahead and do you know how to hit the button to get him out?
Tanya should. Yeah. I'm not in YouTube, so I can't do it. I'm just in StreamYard.
Yeah, I always have a browser open.
Yeah.
So I can.
Yeah.
Okay, they did it because I was gonna go and do it. Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. He's gone.
Thank you.
So yeah, so lots of things, and I find that too when I'm doing research for my videos. Sometimes I fall across information and I think, well, gosh, that's not what I was told, and then I backtrack and go deeper, and I think, oh my goodness, the story has changed. This is the
that's the only thing. You just never know. Whatever's written down, you just know it's whoever wrote it down. So you can't believe everything you say from history.
No, and it's how it's interpreted. Especially with languages, like a language barrier, like to read something in someone's. Just as a matter of fact, I'm watching cartoons with my children at the moment. It's a Japanese anime, and it's called what's it called? Hero Academia or something like that. Like about these heroes that go to school to learn to be heroes, right? And I'm enjoying it. I'm watching it. It's time with my kids, but it's in Japanese. So I listen with my Japanese ears, and we've got I listen to the Japanese, but it's got subtitles. But I've been watching a few seasons of it now with the kids, and I don't understand Japanese, but I look at the subtitles and I see what the subtitles say, but what I hear is different. Like I think, but they just said a particular word or a particular thing, but it didn't come up on the subtitles. And my girls say, yeah, because the subtitles, they're not translating it properly.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if they can't even do that with a simple cartoon, what does that say about trying to translate history into English from a different language? If you can't translate a cartoon character saying, I'm going over there now, how can you translate history? So, yeah, you've got to be really aware of different things, I reckon. But there, did Erwin come in? Where's Erwin? Oh, there you are. Hi, Erwin. Welcome in. Betty's here with me today. I had Heather a little bit earlier because I would say Enzo is probably driving home now, maybe. Contacting the desert. That's where he went. So there you go. But nice to see
Yeah, it's
you.
kind of hard when you're doing it. You're used to doing it with him. You know what I mean? Because you can
I
bounce
love
off.
doing it with the girls as
Yeah,
well. It's
because you can bounce off with each other, and y'all get used to each other. So that's what it is. So yeah, but one thing I want to talk about too, as we get older, we have lived through a lot of history. We have lived through a lot of history.
oh, well, you were. So hang on. I'm 61.
And
Can I
I'll be
ask you
69
how?
this year. I'll be 69 this year.
All right. So you would have been a little girl, but you'd have memories of everybody going through it when Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah, civil. As a little girl, I can remember looking at the TVs and I can remember the dogs and stuff. But kids' mind don't really
Don't take
correlate. Yeah, it didn't really correlate. And I said people have to realize at that time we lived like in a bubble. People protected us. We were inside like I always call it the bubble. We had
what.
our own stores. We had everything. We didn't have to go outside that bubble until we got integrated. But we were in a bubble, so we were well protected, from the outside elements. But
So,
yeah, I didn't
so
really understand it, huh?
Betty, as a little girl, look, I don't get opportunity often to ask.
Yeah, ask anything you want to ask.
Well,
I think
forgive me if it's stupid questions
mhm,
because
it's not.
I know about segregation. I
Yeah.
know all that, but so I've never actually spoken to somebody who
Mhm.
went through it as a child. So
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
where did you live? What part
In
was
Florida. In Florida.
so? So that's the
In
South.
Florida. Yeah, in Florida. And like by the time I got in 10th grade, then we were integrated. But up to 10th grade, it was all African American students. So not until 10th grade and the only reason they did it because they were supposed to do it in 68. So then we're talking about 70. The government said that they weren't going to give them any money. And that's why they did it. So yeah. And it was hard for us. It was hard. It was at
Well,
first couple of years was hard for us, when we integrated, but we made it through. We
I'm
made
just going to. I want to continue this conversation. I just want to give Erwin a shout out. That's
Yeah.
why
Hey,
I
Aaron.
hate motorbikes, Erwin. Okay, I hate motorbikes. I've lost somebody to a motorbike accident once, and
Oh boy.
so,
My brother's son just got a motorbike. They tried to talk him out of it, but I know.
yeah, you can keep motorbikes. Just rest up, mate, and I'm sure your little knee will clear. I mean, you're alive. That's the important thing, eh?
Yeah.
Debbie says it must have been a culture shock for you being
Yeah, and
integrated.
what you have to remember too, it was going through not an adult brain, and that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. It was going through a child's brain.
Yeah,
So by the time I got in 10th grade, the only thing, and when I look back, I don't even remember missing the teachers. Went from all black teachers to all white teachers. So I don't know what happened to
oh,
the black teachers. I don't know. But I didn't think about it then. I honestly did not think about it then. That's a
well,
child's brain. It's
as
like
an
they
adult,
just
though.
disappeared off the face of the earth. But
Well,
yeah,
there's
that's how I have to try to remember. I always try to remember it in a child's brain and not an adult brain because I think adult brain changes it.
yeah, and
You
look,
know.
I mean, I've got a few friends that
Mhm.
I've never asked them. You're the
Yeah.
first one
And
I've
then
asked. I mean,
Australia is going to be different than what it was in America. And I didn't come at like a
no,
real
do you
bad
know what?
time.
No,
No.
when I was a little girl, I was
Uh-huh.
actually telling this story yesterday. I remember being at school. There were black students at my school,
Uh-huh.
Aboriginal children, and
Mhm.
I remember, and I told this story to someone yesterday, a lady that was visiting me. Um, I remember as a little girl, as a child, you don't see color, you don't see race, you just don't, unless your parents are showing it to you. You just don't. I had my friend who was an Aboriginal girl. We used to play all the time. And I remember one day specifically, I was playing with her and she was talking to me about her uncle. And she said that her uncle was Lionel Rose. Now, Lionel Rose was a boxer. I think he was featherweight. I don't think he was heavyweight, but he was an Australian champion. And I remember I knew who he was because I would hear my dad, people talking about this boxer. And I went, oh, and I remember saying to her, oh, that's awesome. And then we went off to play. And then I remember the teacher coming over to me and telling me to stop playing with my friend, that I had to go over with my other friends, white friends, over on the swing set. And I'm like, oh, but I want to play, no, over you go. Now, as a child, that's all I put it down to. And then for whatever reason, I never saw that little girl again. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I never saw her again. But I remember missing her because she was fun to play with. And then as a child, I never looked at anyone and went, oh, you're black, you're yellow, you're funny looking, I just never did. But then as I got older, I remember my grandmother, who grew up in the 40s, talking about the Italians. Bloody eye ties. That's what they called them, right? The eye ties. Or bloody wogs, if they were Greek or whatever. And then I never heard, the only time I ever heard my grandmother use the word black in a derogatory term was when my sister started to date a Greek boy. And my grandmother rang me up and said, oh, no. Yeah, my grandma rang me up and said, oh, no. And I said, what's the matter, Nana? And she said, have you seen Susan's new boyfriend? And I went, yeah. And she goes, he's black. And I remember, and that's how she said it. And I remember saying to my grandma, I'd never realised she was racist. And then I thought, I'm glad it never wore off on me. But so many kids, you see little children now, and you'll hear their parents talking in derogatory terms about people of colour or people from China or people from whatever. Well, no wonder these kids are growing up being like that, because their parents are teaching it to them. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I can look at someone and go, you're different looking to me. And then I ask questions like, oh, I remember once asking that little girl, how come your skin's so brown? And she was like, I don't know. And then that was it. And we ran off and played. It wasn't a horrible question. It was just like when you don't see people all the time, it's different, but it doesn't mean they're different. I don't know how. It makes me sad when I think about what you might have gone through. Like you said, you saw it through a child's eyes.
Yeah, child's eyes. Because if I see it through an adult's eye, then I think it would kind of tarnish it in a way.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be. I have videos on it about integration and stuff, what I went through personally. So I have that on that. But we've all been through, different.
Well, look, we all go.
I just didn't come along at the bad time. I really did. And I came right on that ending part when it was like really, really bad.
Well, yeah, and the really bad times. Like I've seen movies, There is a movie I do want to watch actually, and I haven't yet, and I can't remember what it's called. It's got Kevin Costner in it, and it's about the space race, and it's about, I think there was 3 ladies that were the mathematicians that worked on the math. Regard to, someone might know, I can't remember what it's called, and I saw a scene from that, and I was flabbergasted. A scene where the actress wanted to go to the bathroom, wasn't allowed to use the bathroom where they all were. It was white only, so she had to run across half the freaking NASA base or something to get to a coloured bathroom. And then she came back and she got in trouble by the boss for being like, where have you been? And then she yelled at him and she cried and explained whatever. He fixed it. Like he fixed it. But I thought even, I'm so glad that the human race has grown to not do that to people anymore.
To be honest, Karen, I don't think they have. I'm sorry. I don't think it's
gonna,
I think it's hidden underneath.
yeah.
And especially in American society is, but it's blossoming out, but it's been smushed down so long. So now it's kind of bubbling. It's, bubbling.
Yeah. Well, it's even like what's happening with people shouting out death to the you know who. I'm like, what is it? Kind of like it's been all quiet for a while, and now some people are lurking and trying to stir up trouble again.
It wasn't just the blacks. When the Jews came and Germans, they needed to change their last names. So it wasn't just us. When they came, they had to change their last names.
I know. So if your name was Kowalski, you probably became.
It was always hate. It was, no matter if that color had a little tinge to it.
I think to myself, I'm as white as you can get because I'm Scottish, Irish, and Nordic, right? In my I'm not ashamed to be white.
Yeah.
As far as history is concerned, and the fact that it's sometimes I think, oh, that's a bit rough. Like what makes us better? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing makes us better. We're all different, so but yeah, it's a tough conversation to get into sometimes with people, because some people are very passionate and get really
really passionate, really.
And I think, gosh,
and I don't know why people honestly try to explain to somebody when they are prejudiced, because it's nothing you can tell them. They have to learn it on their own. I don't know why people go back and forth with people, but you really have to learn it on your own. If you really want to learn it, you'll learn it on your own. I can't change anybody.
The girl that was here visiting with me yesterday, she's from New Zealand. She's Maori. So, and I was talking to her. We were talking about this very sort of thing. I don't know sometimes why these things, because I'm always wanting to learn. I'm always wanting to learn, and I've got opportunity to talk to someone from a different country or a different nationality or a different lifestyle.
Different lifestyle. I love to learn about different lifestyles, because a lot of people don't be around them because they're just people, y'all. They're just people.
Just people. Like I asked her yesterday, I was watching someone talk about the history of New Zealand and Maoris, and I always say, I love a Maori. Like, they told Captain Cook to get stuffed, and they're tough people and they're hard people. But I was watching a documentary where a scientist was talking about the New Zealand Maoris back in the day, and he said they were vicious. They killed each other. They were cannibals, and and I'm like, oh. And I said to her yesterday, I said, is that true? And she goes, oh, hell yeah. And I went, oh, and I said, oh, and I said, see, you're never too old to learn.
Never too old. Never too old.
And
did Aaron say he hit a wall? Did he hit a wall?
He into a wall and broke
his leg. Hit a wall? You saw the wall coming too. I know. He like, oh, I can imagine what he said. Oh my God.
Temporary you ride a motorbike.
My nephew just got one. Everybody, he's a firefighter. All the boys at the station try to tell him to not get it. And he got it. My brother already have lost one child. Can you imagine if they lost him?
Yeah, I've been on the back of a motorbike when I was about 19, and that was enough. I didn't enjoy it, because when the motorbike, you've got to learn to go with them. When they turn the car, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't feel safe. And I know people love them. I know some people ride them and just love how they feel. I would prefer to be on horseback.
Yeah.
I'd much rather take my chances on a horse.
And that's what it was. Aaron, he was saying he rode it for years and years, and this was the first time. It's always a first time for, everything, really, when we look at it. But that's, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just glad.
You are blessed to be alive.
I mean, I'm just glad none of my children want to ride a motorbike. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't stop you. Like, I mean, as you know, I lost my Stephen, and he wasn't on a motorbike. his car, but you can't
Mhm.
argue with the truck no matter what you're on.
I
But
know.
but yeah, I just it's just because I've worked as a nurse. I've worked a few times on people that have come in that have come off their motorbikes,
Mhm.
and it's to get the gravel. Some of them lose their. Some of them aren't dressed properly, and you see it all the time around here in Queensland. You see people on motorbikes wearing shorts, t-shirt.
I know.
Got to wear the helmet here, or they
And
get a
no
chip.
helmet. I know.
If they come off that motorbike, even
That's
at a
it.
slow,
That's it.
and I've dealt with that, and I've had to pick you. You've got to scrape and pick out the bitumen, like the tar from the wound, and they're screaming in pain. There's nothing you can give them some stuff, but it's a
Yeah.
day until you get it all out, and it's a shocker. And you see these people not dressed properly; it'll rip your skin off. You know, I
Yeah.
hope that
It would be.
sounds like Erwin was
Oh.
dressed properly, but it's just oh dear.
Mm.
Yeah, road
Mm.
pizza. Oh well, we never called it
Oh.
today, but yeah, it's a shocker. The damage.
Let me tell y'all, YouTube creators, or people that work home, if you have not got yourself an electric desk, get one.
An
You will
electric
thank
what?
me every day for it. I love my electric desk. I love it. Make sure you do reviews, read the reviews really good.
Yeah.
And I love the up and bring it down. It does it on its own. You set it. If you don't have one in here, you work home and you're a YouTube creator, get your electric desk. Best thing I could have ever done. Electric desk.
And what's it? Can it like what's the best thing about
up, it goes up, it
up?
goes down. Yeah, just up and down, and then you
Oh,
can
my
set
daughter
it.
got one of those. My daughter
Huh?
got one of those. My daughter's got one of those
Yeah, I
desks.
love
Up whether
it.
she wants as well.
Yeah, you can have your treadmill underneath. You can have. I love it, and it's bigger than my other desk. That's what I love too. So,
Well, I'm glad the wall is okay, Erwin. And
me
yeah,
too.
Erwin says he was well protected, so very
Well,
good.
I'm glad. Well, you alive. Now, are you gonna ride a bike again? Tell me.
Yeah. Have you
Oh,
learned
he
your
gonna
lesson?
get back on it again? Is that what he said?
Look,
After almost tearing up that wall.
he was trying to sell it. He was trying to sell the bike. He was actually trying to
Oh,
sell
that
it.
was a sign. That was a
Uh,
sign.
uh,
Believe in them signs.
oh gosh.
I've never been on a motorcycle ever in my life.
Yeah, so pickup is much safer. unless there's a truck. So no one
like bike gone, truck come on.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say hello to you, Ian. I just noticed you popped in. I don't think I said hello to you, so apologies. But hello, Ian. It must be. I think it's close, probably midnight. Is it, Ian, in good old jolly England? It's funny how things happen. Remember, I was going to put that event on in Virginia City, the magical history week.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, look, I could have let the tickets sit there until just the week before, and they may have sold. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But given that enough of them hadn't sold up until now, I thought if I don't do something, I'm going to be up for the expense of paying out different things because I've left it too long to tell people it's cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
So, like and stuff will want money.
Mm-hmm.
So I made the decision and I cancelled it. So I refunded everybody their money that did pay for the tickets and stuff. And so it's all good. It's all good. I'm out of pocket a little bit, but that's okay. That's I gave it a red hot go. But it's funny how things work, because if it had have still gone ahead,
mm-hmm.
because I have to have this operation to get rid of the,
yeah,
that's on the 11th. That was the soonest they could get me in. So that's the 11th, and it would have only given me 2 weeks until I had to leave for America.
I know. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, and I thought, so sometimes things happen. I always
For a
put it,
reason.
yeah,
For
I
a
always put it,
reason.
don't get too upset about when things don't go your way
I
necessarily.
strongly believe that. I
Yeah,
strongly.
sometimes it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Like even the car accident I had at the beginning of the year, I was really I was a bit bugger, because I just had the car that got written off. I just
Uh-huh.
had it all, spent some money on it and had a few different things. It had a service,
Mhm.
it had a few different, and I thought, and I liked my car. But then I got a sore neck, so the doctor said, yeah, it could be whiplash. We'll get a CT of your neck done. And that's when they found the cancer, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, so if I had not have had the accident, because I'm not
Mhm.
symptomatic, I haven't got symptoms, I wouldn't have known.
Mhm.
So see, I had the car accident, which was annoying. I got the sore neck, which is also very annoying, but I had the CT scan, which picked up on the cancer.
Oh, no. Mhm.
But then, of course, then I was thinking, oh my God, I'll have to have the operation, this event, etc. But then, as it turns out, it wasn't a successful venture this time, and maybe that's why. Because so see, that's what I think. Things happen for a reason. I'll give the event thing another go, but I think I'll wait until America gets a new president. and people's wages and stuff improve, hopefully.
Girl, let me
Hopefully
tell
under
you. Don't hold your breath.
I'm not going to do this. Is nothing political. It's not a political.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to mention people's names, but I just
Yeah.
hope. I love America, and whenever I've been there, the American people are wonderful to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a beautiful country. It has a good past. It has a bad past. Every country does, right? But it's a country that people envied and would for years, like ever since I was a kid. Oh, America, America.
Yeah.
Some people
I
are
know,
America.
right?
I love America, the history of America, and the passion of the people. And the last few years, under the particular person that's there now, when I go there and people do talk about stuff, they're so sad. And they're still good people, but it's so sad. Things are changing. So I hope for America come November. Is it 3rd or 6th?
I don't know, but it's in
I don't know,
November.
but when you have your election, I hope.
What is it? It's in November.
Okay, I just hope and pray, no matter who comes in as the president, I just want America. It's kind of like an open wound at the moment. I just want America to get better, and I want
It's
people.
oozing. It's an oozing sore. It's
It's
festering.
so sad to see. It's just so sad. Such a marvelous country, and within a couple of years, literally just 2 years, it's gone.
It was down there before, huh?
Well, a little bit.
There all the time. That's what it was.
So let's hope whoever comes in. Well, I know, Tanya, but look, I did talk to someone. The only person I will mention, because I did talk to a few people about this the other day, and they were all of the same opinion. Is Mr. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr. Someone said to me, because he's the youngest of the lot, and someone said to me, look, he chops and changes sometimes with what he says, but everyone seems to think he's a nice enough fella. But because he's independent, he might not get elected. So I don't know.
Young people don't want to run. They don't want that office. I can't blame them. That's why they're not running. They're not
anyone.
running. You can't blame them.
Well, even look at when Obama got in, he had his beautiful black hair and everything.
Yeah, they all do. But they all do. When Bush went in, Baby Bush or whatever they call him, he came out, his hair, everybody's hair is like turns because they know so much more stuff than we know. Yep. We're asleep and, so that's what happens. It turns, and that you have to want that. People can't just push somebody. You got to want that.
Yeah.
You got to want it.
Look, Antoine, the only thing I'll say about that is
We're back to the Indian
you can't. You just can't. It's not going to ever happen anywhere because it's
Yeah.
far too
Well,
long
one
gone.
good thing the Indians did get, which I think they were very smart, even though they're pushed far and far back, Americans cannot adopt their children. That is the smartest thing
That's
that
smart.
ever
I wish that hadn't
ever.
happened.
Now, all the rest of the stuff, you know, I know people gonna say, well, you know, they're gonna be in a better life, da 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 da. But that was one good thing the Indians did, even though they're pushed farther back now. But I always say, you know what? Now, this what I'm mad about.
Okay, go, Betty.
What happened to Jacqueline Kennedy roses? You know they dug the roses up.
Oh, what?
I ain't mad about nothing else, y'all.
The rose garden, her rose garden.
Trump wife, she redid everything. They dug. Somebody got them roses. Where them roses at? Well, who got them roses? Yes, they dug them roses up.
I mean, roses generally you can, even if a rose.
Yeah,
a
but
rose
it was the person that planted them, though. That's the whole point. She planted that garden.
I mean, I know roses can die, but
they didn't die. They dug them
good.
up. But you know what? That's what happened when you come through history. It is. That's even like in the UK with the, you know, with the prince, the queen, all, you know, they love that pomp and circumstance.
I don't know. That's what I mean. Leave history, leave something, unless the rose bushes are all dead and covered with something.
I know they weren't dead.
You can still cut off
but
bits.
Somebody got them roses. Somebody got them roses. Probably whoever dug them up. I sure would have kept them.
I would have said, this is Jacqueline Kennedy's roses.
I know. I would have took pictures, showing me digging them up, and took them with me.
There, Ian says Mulaney dug them up, so they're probably at Mar-a-Lago. Well, I guess if they're at Mar-a-Lago, at least they're still alive.
I don't know what they did with them doggone roses.
Erwin's just sharing that when he was 13, so not only has he smashed his kneecap,
oh my God,
he fell from a tree and broke his back.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus, Erwin, stay home.
And Erwin said he ripped something in his knee. You gonna be I don't know how old you are, but you ain't gonna be able to move. You done did all that. He ain't gonna be able to move. How old are you?
Well, I'm not sure how old Erwin is, but
Aaron, you ain't gonna be moving when you you better start doing some stretches.
Yes, start stretching, Erwin. You know, I think I'm pretty
45. Sure. Oh, you're gonna be hurting in 20 years.
We'll get a crystal ball out. Crystal ball.
Be hurting. Yeah, but it does. It wears away at the cartilages, and you know.
If it hasn't already, he'll get arthritis, which will suck.
At least I don't have it bad like other people. Praise.
So far as the arthritis is concerned, try not to have too many carbs and keep your immune system healthy, and it might help a bit.
Well, I'm gonna be 69 this year. I could say I don't have the aches and pains yet.
America doesn't respect its history like other countries. We plow under. Yes, yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, let me tell you, we have Indian mounds around us.
Yeah,
and ask me why they don't really care about those grounds. Why? They're Indian mounds where they buried their people. And I'm gonna tell you, it's something. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been where I am over 30-some years. They say I believe it too, by that the Indians took something in the middle of the ocean. So, because you know we have a lot of hurricanes and stuff. Yep. So they took something in the ocean to protect the land. So when it was stormed, and we never have really flooded up in this area. We had one storm. I don't know if that was Katrina. It was one storm. It was heading toward us. Do you know that sucker turned in the ocean? And when people went to Orlando to get away from it, and that's where it went.
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of because that's the other thing I look into. I did with my research on the skinwalker, but I got fascinated by the Navajo belief system, and all the things because they believe in the earth, like
Yeah, they
like
believe
they
in a
teach you
lot.
very much the earth
A
is first,
lot. I'm
and,
telling you, the old African American women and men, they had concoctions, honey.
oh,
You were sick. Oh yeah, they was going. They was going. And then the doctors started asking because African American babies were born home. So the doctors in the hospital started asking me, well, what did they use, to get the babies to come out? They grease them up, goose grease. That's what. They was using goose grease to get them babies out.
wow, that's not a bad idea. It would have made it very
Goose
slippery.
grease. They was using goose grease. But even, with turpentine for worms, we were using fish oil. They was doing a lot of stuff. A
Did
lot.
you? Did you? When I was a little girl, I wonder how many other people in here. When I was a little girl, I loved eating fresh bread because my grandma would
Me
bake
too.
bread.
I love eating bread. Then you wake up with that yucky mouth. I don't know if you ever did
But I'd
that.
pull the loaf of bread. I'd pull the middle out and just eat the soft part. And I remember my grandma would say, "Don't eat the bread like that. You'll get worms." And And the
Ah,
other thing I used to do, we had in Australia we call them sausages. In America you call them links. But
uh-huh.
the meat that you fill the sausage up with is sort of soft and very like almost like a paste in these
Uh-huh.
sausages. And when I was a little girl, I don't know why, I'd go to the fridge and I'd get a sausage and I'd squish it and I'd push the meat out and just eat the meat. And my grandma caught me doing that as well. Oh, don't do that. You'll get worms.
Oh
Everything I would
God.
do, she'd say I'd get worms. And if we had a burn, if we got burnt, she'd put butter on the burn.
Yeah.
But of course, raw sausage mince. I
Right.
know, Dee. But
And,
all these things, when I think about now that my grandma would put butter on a burn, oh no. But so
and the best
many.
thing to put is some ice on there. The best thing you
And
can do for a
well,
burn.
now it's ice. Or if I didn't eat the crust on my bread, then my hair would not get curly. So maybe that's why I've got curly hair because I always had to eat the crust on my bread. All these funny little things that would come. I think
But when we
almost.
get the mumps, we had got the mumps underneath. They take the sardines. They knew sardine oil and have our little heads tied.
Oh,
tied.
there, raw potatoes. Well, I never ate raw potatoes because you've got to be
No,
careful with
I ain't
raw
eat no raw
potatoes. They can
potatoes.
make
We
you
ain't never
sick.
ate no raw potatoes. Not growing up, I ain't never ate no raw potatoes.
And you've got to be careful. I never learned this until I always wondered why my grandma, because I lived with my grandma most of my life. I always wondered why certain things she would throw. And she said to me when I was a little girl, never eat a green potato. And I'm like,
Mhm.
what? And I never really knew why she meant that. I figured she meant they weren't ripe or something. But no, because they're poison.
No.
Green potatoes are poison. You can't eat them. So that's really.
Oh
What
my goodness.
Oh, hi, Holly. Hi, Holly. I read somewhere that the crust of your curly hair thing started when everyone wanted to be Shirley Temple, and it was depression, so no one wanted to. Yeah, I was actually just going to say that I think that most of these
Shirley
things always,
Temple.
it
They
would
said
have
she
come.
wasn't even a happy little girl. That's what they say. She wasn't a happy little girl.
No, I wouldn't surprise me any if she was an
And then what's
abused.
the other one, Darlene, that was in what's that, the Little Rascals? They were saying
Yeah,
her mom, they spend up all her money and stuff.
it happened to a lot of those little kiddies. That's where Uncle Fester from the Addams Family.
Yeah.
I've gone blank now what his last name was, but there's a law after him. The name of it, Coogan, Jackie Coogan, that was his name.
I don't know what, but there is a law out there where they can't.
There is a name. He actually. It's called the Coogan. I'm pretty sure the Coogan law.
I feel like that's what it is. I
Because
think that.
he got ripped off. He was in movies with Charlie Chaplin, and he was the same. His parents took all of his money. Thankfully, as an adult, he was Charlie Chaplin. He was Uncle Fester in the Addams Family and stuff. But Jackie Coogan-Law.
Yeah.
Thanks to him, it doesn't happen much now, but it still does happen.
Even it still does. Child. They found a way to work around it.
Macaulay Culkin had trouble with his parents.
And what's the other one? I can't think of her name, but her dad, they did her unjustly. Even though she had a lot of mental issues, they didn't have to take it that far.
Britney Spears?
Yeah, they didn't have to. They ran, that girl made money. They go Warmstrong. Hey, Warmstrong.
Hello, Bill. Hey, Bill, when are you coming to Australia? You did mention you were going to come for another cruise.
I went to Alaska. Where are you going? He going somewhere. Yeah. He just booked some new trip. Oh, really? Reality shows of kids on social media. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think it primarily was brought in for kids in movies, and quite frankly, kids it should be against the law to have kids on those reality shows because they can't. They're not.
I know. You know what I don't like to see? I don't know if any other mom or dad, April 2025, he's coming.
Oh well, I'll be here.
On social media, I cannot stand when they have these little girls look like women and they're dancing or something. It's like they're babies. Why are y'all got them in these situations?
I know.
Babies.
It worries. Like my little girls, when they were little, around the house would dress up in princess dresses. And sometimes they'd put makeup on each other and play around.
But I would never.
That's play. That's make believe playtime.
Like,
come on, now.
Come on. I know we need to make money, but can you make it yourself and leave the babies out of this?
Yeah. So Bill's coming to Australia next year in April. So I'll make sure I'm here. I'll be here, and I'll take him out again for we'll go do something together, maybe, Bill.
What would you say? 2025. I'll be here. You're gonna be here.
I should be here. I should be here.
Yeah.
Now that I've got to take that stupid medication every day, I hope I remember to. I think I'll know if I don't. I'm told that if I don't,
you have to take it every day. Oh, thank you. We got a gifted membership. Membership.
You know what you get now. You know what you get. Where am I going? In here, brand. Let's see. Well, Bill wasn't in here before, so we'll give him a dance just for you, Bill. Goodness.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. Don't forget to send me that link to on the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon thing. Yeah, I will.
I made it. Yeah.
I just normally what I do is I make the cartoon heads of everybody that way, and then I'll get cartoon bodies. And sometimes I've got to make them like I've got to think, right, I want somebody just going like that. So then you've got to make a cartoon. But yeah, I have fun making the cartoons. It's only 10 months away.
Yeah.
Oh, it is only 10 months away, really, isn't it? Because we're already in June. Oh, geez.
Girl. That'll be around before you know it. It's almost like having a baby.
I think I'm allowed to say it because.
Oh my goodness, we got more coming up.
Jeez, I think he just wants a. Jeez, Bill, I think he just wants.
Nice.
Let's see. I'm going to give him another dancing track. It's not. Thanks for the.
Thank you.
I'll give you this one. It's more dancing, Bill. It's more dancing. I really have to pull my finger out and make some more. I do that. I have fun making those, and I haven't made any for a little while, so I should pull my finger out and make some more. I think if someone does something like that for me, which is awesome, thanks, Bill. And I just think, you know, a little something, a little something. Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much.
That was nice of you.
Although I think Jaya left earlier. I think Jaya did, but Jaya did it too, which was really high five, Callie. And Steph Rosa, hello. See, it's getting to that time. That's why I'm thinking. Steph Rosa.
It still went by fast though, because we got less than 15 minutes. Fast.
But yeah, so I'm thinking actually, because see now, usually that's what I mean. The last hour of my live stream is usually when people start popping in, and I'm thinking I might move it up, so start my live stream an hour later, so that way people.
All right, try it, but sometimes then they'll come in an hour later.
Oh, you could be
me
right.
and Armstrong talked about that, because that's how it happens at mine. But whenever I move it, they move too.
Oh. Well, then I'll leave it. I'll leave well enough alone then.
That's what tends to. Betty, what you were saying, yes, it's very wrong to dress kids up as adults. It is. And little girls, boys too, but girls, it's like, do y'all know that's just not right?
Like I'm saying, when it's just home, in their home.
Yeah, home. But out there, they have them all lipstick, hair added to their hair.
But you don't want to go out in public like that. And you don't film them. Well, hang on. I did film my girls doing dress ups and stuff for my memories, but not for other people. Yeah. For me, I remember when you were little and you got to my lipstick, and that's fine. But it really does bother me when people do that. It's kind of like they're pushing him to grow up too fast, or more. Some people, I think it's it's a mental thing. I think from the parents,
they breeding something they ain't gonna want when they turn teenagers. I can tell you that.
Oh, I know.
That's what they're gonna get. They're gonna get, especially if the child's making the money. Oh, honey, they're gonna make the parents pay. Oh, I bring in the money.
Oh, there you go. Dr.
Honey, Erwin, he had him a good time tonight. Him and that wall.
Yeah, Erwin and Dr. Deb sitting in the tree. KISSING.
I forgot the rest of it. First marriage, then come the baby, then something. I don't know.
Yeah, some things still are. My son and daughter-in-law send me little videos of my grandbaby all the time, and I'll show people, but I wouldn't put it on the social media or anything like that, because unless it's absolutely super cute, like here's my baby grandson meeting a movie star or something. Oh, look, there's Kevin Costner holding my baby grandson. That might be something I'd share. but yeah, Karen the Love Room. That's I used to try and match people up that knew each other. Like I'd say, well, why don't you? No, I've given up doing that because often it ended in disaster. If I can't fix myself up and be with the right person in my life, there's no way I should comment on someone else's. But mine, I don't know. See, because Betty's married, right? So Betty's got her husband there and all that sort of thing. But I know I'm no longer married. I'm no longer in a relationship. I've been married twice. That was enough. And I said something to my daughter the other day when we were driving back from the shops, and we were talking about something. Wouldn't it be lovely
if to that point? I can understand.
Not interested. I'm really, really happy not having anybody. And I know that sounds really strange, but I just really am, because I can do what I want. I can do what I want when I want.
Cook when you want. Except,
can cook.
take care of the dogs and the garden.
I think I take care of the dogs and the animals. Like the other night, I was on the couch, and I think I'm lucky too because my daughters live with me. So the other night, I sat on the couch, the sofa, and we were watching television. And I said to my girl, she's 23 now, and I said, "Do you want to cuddle?" And she went, "Okay." So she laid next to me, and I walked around. So if I want cuddles, I can ask my children, or just pick up a little chihuahua. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, I like my alone time, and I never get lonely for a partner.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a
So I
good
don't know if
thing.
that's something that comes with age, maybe,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
it's something.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
something that comes with bad
It
relationships.
does. It comes with age. It
I think
does.
you
But
just
a
get
lot
to
of
like.
people cannot be alone. They cannot be alone.
Yeah.
Some people just cannot be alone.
No, I know, and maybe that's more because they're not happy with themselves in some way.
Well,
You know,
yeah, the majority of it, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. But that's just I'm happy, so I don't need to be. I make jokes like I'll make jokes like hubba hubba. Look at that. I still look, but I don't think about it. I
Yeah.
still
You
look, and
say,
I
I
think,
ain't dead, y'all. I ain't
yeah,
dead.
no, I'm not dead, but I still like if if some really good looking movie star Keanu Reeves knocks on my front
Mhm.
door, I'd look and I'd go, oh my God, it's Keanu Reeves, and then I'd think, well, I'm happy to make you a cup of tea and cook your dinner, but not really interested. And that's Keanu Reeves. Do you know what I mean? My friend Holly says, I like the companionship of marriage, but I like a lot of alone time. Thankfully, he does too. Well, that's good. And I think sometimes too, someone back in the olden days when they used to sleep separately if they could, or have even the rich people used to have separate bedrooms. I kind of know why. I used to think that was odd, but no, it gives you time away. You just sleep with each other when you want to make babies. That's enough.
Mhm.
And then the rest of the time, you go to your bed. I want to kick my feet out,
Yeah.
or they
Yeah.
pinch the rug. What's Tanya saying? I love being alone. I never get lonely. I'm not against being in a relationship, but I am not looking. That's just me. Yeah, me too, Tanya. Tanya's coming to visit me soon. She'll be here in August.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's not coming to visit me. She's coming to visit her family, but we're
You
going to
get
catch
to
up.
see
We're going to have
her.
fun. So I'll
Yeah.
get to meet her in person. I've only ever spoken to Tanya, on the phone or here. So that'll be marvelous. I love meeting
Mhm.
people. And of course, Bill now, or he's probably gone now, but Bill, of course, is coming next year. And I've already met up with Bill once, and he's a delight. Bill's just a delight. So I'm looking forward to seeing him again, and maybe going to see something that I haven't seen in Brisbane. I mean, there's a few things in Brisbane I haven't even seen, and I live here. So maybe I can take Bill along to see something. If he's got time. If he's going on a cruise, then that might be tricky. He might only have time for dinner or lunch. Yeah, the chats are always lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
that.
When I come here, they always are. Yep. Even
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah,
down in the chat.
yeah. And that's what I was saying before. Like, uh, it's a select few that are always here for the chats. Like I've noticed lately, Erwin drops in a lot, which is lovely to see. And then we have Ian, who's here a lot. So there's a lot of familiar. Dee's are always here, just about. Dr. Deb's regular now. Tanya, bless your cotton socks, you're always here. Holly pops in when she can because she misses me.
Aw.
Holly's a friend from many moons ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of nice. You see the same people, and you know who's not doing well. You know who's a bit off, and you don't mind.
Yeah, it makes it nice. It does. It make it nice.
Yeah. It's just nice. It's just nice to chat, and I always feel quite good after I leave. Like I feel, I've had a good chat today with people.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's important. And I know I've actually been thinking of changing my channel name, but I don't know if that will cause trouble. I thought of just taking the word paranormal away and just making it Doof Doof, Karen from Australia. But then I thought, I don't know, because I still basically do paranormal content, but not like hunting ghosts and things like that, like other paranormal channels do. I'm looking into everything paranormal, like urban legends, history related to certain events, UFOs, near-death experiences, and like everything. And that is all paranormal, but I wonder sometimes when people see the word paranormal, they may just think ghosts, or hunting ghosts. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. So I don't know. For the moment, I'll just leave it as it is, and we'll see.
Yeah. Where did you get doffed off from?
Oh, that's Crow of Judas's fault. We were on a live stream one night, because it was always, my channel was always Karen from Australia. That's what it was.
Okay.
I could have left it as Karen from Australia, I suppose, but because I was doing paranormal stuff and I was planning on doing investigations and things, we were doing a trivia night, and I was talking about music I hate. And everyone was talking about music they liked. And I said, oh, I just hate that real doof music. And someone said, what's doof music? And I said, oh, you're driving in your car and someone pulls up beside you and they've got their radio blasting with lots of bass. That's, in Australia, we call that doof music. That's what we say. And Crow, on the trivia night, put my name underneath as Doof Paranormal. And I thought that was funny, and it sort of stuck. Yes, everything is Crow's fault. But yeah, so I just thought, honestly,
Karen Normal.
Karen Normal.
We'll actually,
that's not a bad.
Dog does it her way.
Yeah, but I thought, my channel's not humongous, and I figure I'm not quite sure what happens when you change your channel name. If people are, I don't think you lose your subscribers or anything.
Oh, no.
They'll just, they would just.
I never have, but I know people do it. So, but then you're gonna have to do it on Instagram, wherever you're at.
I know, that's a pain. So I thought, and a lot of people now, when I go into their live streams, like if I go over, and I must remind you all, but if I go over to Nerd Report, which is a channel I follow, and they call me, hey, Doof, like they know my name's Karen, but they go, hey, Doof, and everyone says, hey, Doof. So I kind of thought, I might just leave it and just, oh, hello, vlogs. Hello. But yeah, and I just want to remind everybody, on Friday for me, Thursday night for America, so around about 6:00 American time, but that's California time, so I think it'll be a bit later in Florida time. But Thursday night, I've got my friend Lisa from Grayson Report. She's got her own channel, and she talks about paranormal stuff as well. Her channel's really good. She'll kind of have live streams a lot, and she'll talk about stuff and or read new articles that are coming up and everything. And we're going to do a live stream together on Thursday night. Tanya's pretty quick. She'll be quicker than me. But the link to the live stream, Tanya, my darling, if you can. And yeah, and check out, so it's a live stream with Grayson Report that I'm doing. So click the link or go to my channel and search for it and put the notification on, because that'll be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about near-death experiences. I've been looking into that a lot lately, and we'll probably talk about other stuff as well, but that's going to kind of be one of the subjects that we're going to talk about, so then that'll be fun. Lisa's a lot of fun, and she's got her own channel as well called the Grayson Report. And if you like kind of looking at different sort of things going on in the world, like pop culture, sometimes Lewis has police chase. Some of those police chases where the police chase.
God.
Sometimes he'll find one of those live and he'll come on straight away and start. But the Nerd Report's a really good channel. I love it. I love Lewis, and Lisa's actually Lewis's girlfriend, and she's got her channel, which is Grayson Report. But I'll be Grayson's report will be she'll be on my channel this week, and then I'll be on her channel probably the week after or something like that. We're going to do
Okay. I think that'll be like 3 o'clock for me. It's like 3 hours difference.
Yeah, are you 3 hours ahead?
Early.
Are you
am I
behind?
I'm trying to think. Am I ahead?
No,
I'm ahead. I'm ahead. I'm ahead. Yeah.
So that'd be 9 o'clock at night for you.
Yeah.
Then. 6 o'clock for California.
Yeah.
Oh well, Erwin. Seriously, if you have, here's my email. In little case, I've just typed in capitals, and I can type at gmail.com. Email me, and and if you're around on next Thursday, I might even have you pop in to say what happened to you, because Dr. Jebs just said, well, does that not surprise me, Erwin? Yes, fallen out of a tree, broken his back, crashed into a wall on his motorbike just the other day. Now he's got a smashed up knee. Goodness me, Erwin. Well, then do let me know, Erwin, because that's what I mean. Like, there's so many things that happen to people here, and like there's things going on with people that we don't know about. You're just in the chat, and not everybody gets to talk about things that have happened to them. But that's what we'll be talking about on Thursday with Lisa. So on my channel, but it'll be with Lisa from the Grayson Report, and then at some point I'll be with Lisa on her channel too. But I think you'd like Lisa's channel, a lot of you. She reads a few stories out and talks about different subjects. So there you go. So that's what's happening. I think that's it from me. And thank you so much, Betty, for being here.
Glad to be here anytime.
You do it more often. I enjoy talking to you.
Yeah.
And to everybody that's been here today, thank you for popping in and saying,
thank you.
Yeah, and have a wonderful, well, today's Sunday for me, but it's Saturday for a lot of you, so have a lovely Saturday evening. And Betty might like to go to bed, maybe.
I get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. See, they'll tell you, I'll do this for a lot of people, but I'll do it for Karen.
You're a gorgeous lady. I should get you and Bill on one night, and we can have
one
Bill
night. Yep,
I reckon we can have, because Bill was a policeman in Detroit. He was a captain, I believe, captain. And I'd love to ask him to tell everybody some stories. That'd be pretty cool. Stories. Like stories about policeman. If he will. He might not want to.
Might not want to. Yeah.
He might not want to. But I can always ask. Other than that, he can tell me if he's ever seen a ghost.
I'm sure he'll say no. I'm sure.
Jean, I did say earlier, thank you so much for your PayPal last week. I didn't see it, so my apologies, because I don't have something that will pop up and tell me, but I have seen it. And thank you so much. And you'll actually be happy to know it went towards getting helping me with my research for the current episode I'm working on. So see, everything helps.
I thought she was going to say, feed that big old dog.
Yeah, well, it's snoring now. Well, okay, everybody, I love you lots, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Yeah, and please go check out Betty's channel if you haven't already. Check out Betty, and remember that I'm live next week on Thursday night, America, with Lisa from the Grayson Report. Will be here, and I might even pop in through the week and say hello too. We'll see how I go. I'll get as much talking in as I possibly can before they cut my throat.
Oh God. Oh God.
I'm told I could be, if anything goes wrong, there's a 1% chance I'd be left with a husky voice. And I said, oh, and I thought, well, so long as it's not like that.
Just do what you're supposed to do, okay? Don't come back on here too soon trying to talk.
Nah, well, it's not till the week after anyway. So this week I'm sorted. All right, I love you all. See you later.
Okay, thank you so much.